Miss Banks, how you doing?
What's going on? How are you? I'm good.
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for taking the time out to talk with me. This is the Making Plays combo, but I always like to start out asking how you and your people are doing.
Me and my people are doing great. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It was another one of those heavy weekends, especially here in Atlanta. Dealing with that, but pushing through, staying positive, and just doing my part to affect change. You feel me?
Good, 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 good.
But it's all about you right now. So, 2020 has definitely been a wild year. But what were you working on before things kind of like got crazy and started shutting down?
I was working on my upcoming project, which actually drops this Friday. I was putting that together, and really since the pandemic has been going on, I've just been finishing that up. And it's now finished. Um, so
Oh, I
yeah,
know.
we're
I
just
had,
yeah. Oh,
I had a
excuse
ch-
me.
I had a chance to preview it. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But but
Okay.
have you adjusted
Okay.
to everything as far as not being able to move around like we were?
Oh yeah, like it didn't really take much for me to get used to it because really the only places I'm going is either, to a video shoot or a photo shoot or the studio. So I can pretty much still do that. So I didn't really have to adjust too much.
Makes sense. Now I heard something that I don't believe is true personally. That you've only been rapping for 2 years. I don't believe it because when I hear you, you sound like somebody that's been
That
rapping
is
for
so
10.
true. No. That is so true. This summer actually will make it my third year. So that is so true.
Wow. So how did you get into rap? Because I understand that poetry was your first love, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So how did you transition into rap? What made you start getting into it?
As a kid, I was into poetry. I was into like oratorical contests and stuff like that. So when I grew up and I got to high school, I outgrew poetry and I just wanted to like turn it into music. So I tried like writing the raps and people would always like them. So that's how.
And, and it just came naturally. You just started
It just
spitting.
came naturally. It just I don't know. I don't know. It just happened.
So how long did it take you to kind of get comfortable or find your voice?
Oh, finding my voice took a minute. It probably took about a year. Because if you go back and listen to like some of my old stuff on my first tape, and if you listen to the tape that's about to come out, it's a totally different sound. My voice isn't high pitched. I started off high pitched. I figured out, okay, I don't like that.
Mm,
So yeah, so when you listen to me, you can definitely tell the difference. But yeah, it took me about a year to find my sound.
okay. Okay. Now I heard when you was at Texas A&M, you had a 4.0 GPA. Is that true?
I did have a 4.0. I did.
So what were your plans before you got into music and getting into that heavily?
First I was originally going for nursing, but then I figured out that I didn't want to do that. So I changed my
Okay.
major to business management. I wanted to like own businesses, open at my own spot, stuff like that. So that's what I was gonna do. So if I would have stayed, I probably would have just turned out as a businesswoman with like multiple businesses and stuff.
Now, do you still want to do that?
I do. I actually want to open a nail shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now let's fast forward a little bit. I know Carl Crawford discovered you on IG. Shout out to the big homie. I had the pleasure of meeting him last year.
Yes, big shout out to him and the whole team.
Yeah, he came through to the Pandora office. I mean, cool guy. I was a fan of his when he was playing baseball. So
Oh well.
yeah,
Okay.
I follow Major League Baseball, so it was a pleasure to meet him. But word was that you had some other people trying to sign you too, because I know some of them personally that was talking about you and was trying to get you to sign with them. What made you decide to go with Carl in 1501?
Really, I think the main thing is timing. It's all about timing. And I'm always about my intuition, and some situations I just didn't feel like were for me. So I just didn't go with the past situations because I just didn't feel like it was right. But this particular situation, I felt like it was right. Everything seemed genuine, everything seemed, green, and it just felt like a good move. So, I feel like I made a really good decision.
I think so too. I think so too. I think you're gonna have a phenomenal year and a phenomenal
Oh yeah.
2021. But like I told you earlier, I had the chance of actually listening to the project that's dropping this Friday. You definitely
Mhm.
got some fire on there. I like your versatility with your flows and your beat selection. I mean, obviously everybody knows about BUSS is going crazy, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna give some spoiler alerts. I'm gonna give a little previews of the songs I like. But
Okay.
all these hoes is tough. Toot
That's
toot.
yeah.
I mean, shoot that. I love the sample. I love how y'all flip that joint.
Yeah.
Then you got Trip Out, which is up tempo, almost like a
Hmm.
Cali type vibe. And then the other one that stuck out to me was Tony's Story Part One. It's the
Okay.
melodic kind of back singing vibe, and I just felt like, man, this young lady is very versatile. So, oh, and then I can't forget Do What I Like. It got that
Oh
classic. It got that classic Dallas flow on there. I
yeah.
almost got that. But what's your creative process like as far as making your music? Because not a lot of artists can really do what you're doing right now as far as their versatility.
Um, I mean, the best way to put that is the way I make music is me basing it off of what I want to hear as an artist. So I make the kind of music that I myself wants to hear. And then, really when it comes to writing to a beat, typically I just write to it before going to the studio so I can just knock it out. But if I hear the beat at the studio, then I just kind of write there, and kind of feed off of the beat. But yeah, all my creativity comes from what kind of music I want to hear because that's what kind of music I make.
Got you. So there's not like a particular type of beat that you're looking for. It's just like you kind of hear it
Oh,
and then you're like, oh,
I just gotta hear it and know that I like it.
got you, got you. So how do you feel this project stacks up against your previous one, Cocky on Purpose? Because that one had some good stuff too. I'm great, like this, we don't.
Oh my God, you tapped into that. Wow.
Come on, man, I do my research.
I think this project makes Cocky on Purpose look like a kindergarten project.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
like it's like that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Cocky on Purpose wasn't bad, but
Cocky on Purpose buzzing.
I definitely hear the growth between the two projects.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
that's dope. So what do you think the rest of 2020 looks like for you? Obviously, we're in the middle of the pandemic still,
Right.
and a lot of stuff going on as far as fighting for equality through our justice system and everything like that. But what does the rest of the year look like for you?
The rest of the year for me looks very successful. I see a lot of growth. I see a lot of progress. You never know what else I might be putting out. So as far as that part, you just have to stay tuned. But it'll definitely be a lot more coming, especially shows. People are at my neck about shows. So shows are coming. The album is coming, and just stay tuned for anything else.
Where do you see yourself next year?
Next year, well, I see Busted Platinum. Period. That's just that on
Okay,
that. Um,
okay.
maybe a couple platinum records, and I say all the time, we even take gold, so, but I definitely plan on having a global fan base by next year.
Sounds like a plan. What do you like doing outside of music? Do you still do theater? Are you still playing volleyball? Told you I do my research.
Wow, you went way back. In my free time, if I'm not doing music, I'm either, I mean, I spend a lot of time sleeping if I'm not, I spend a lot of time in the bed, hence where I am right now. If I'm just
Okay.
off for music, or I like to shop, but I'm an online shopper. I'm not a go out to the mall shopper. So those will probably be the top two things you could find me doing.
I think everybody's an online shopper nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. So that's me all day, every day. If I don't have nothing to do, I'm shopping online somewhere.
I'm gonna wrap it up with my last question. 2020 has obviously been a challenging year for all of us, but it's also been a year of self-reflection. I can personally attest to that. Is there anything you feel like you've learned about yourself or just life in general during this time where we've all kind of had to slow down and sit down?
Um, I've learned about myself that I don't know if it's a word for that. I'm just going to say it like this. I've learned that even through slow times, because that's what it is, a slow time, even through slow times, I'm still able to get up and, go record or get up and go do music videos or continue to put out music, hence I have an album coming out. So it just lets
Right.
me know as a person, even, with regardless of what's going on, I'm going to still be doing me and being Erica Banks regardless. So that's what I learned about myself. Because I could have stopped and just chilled and just did nothing, but I didn't.
I love it. I tell people all the time, control the controllables, and you can always
Yep.
control yourself, your attitude, and your actions. So you definitely doing that. But I'm very excited for you. You know, the project sounds phenomenal. It drops
Thank
this
you.
Friday, so make sure y'all in these comments, make sure you support Miss
Yes.
Ben's project. I'm telling you, no cap, you gonna like it because I
Go
enjoy.
check out the project. And if you
Yes,
haven't
this
checked
Friday.
out the music videos out as well. So go check out both, period.
Absolutely. Well, much success to you. Hopefully, when things open up and we're able to move around safely, if y'all come back through to Atlanta, come through to the Pandora office so we can chop it up in person.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Okay.
All right.